everybody, we're back with the star of The Trial of the Chicago 7, Yahya Abdul-Mateen II. Now, the new Netflix film, The Trial of the Chicago 7, which is, I've seen it, I really enjoyed this film, and an incredible story that people have forgotten about to a large extent.
Yeah.
You played Bobby Seale, who is the leader of the Black Panthers. How much did you know about Seale before you played this part?
I knew some about Bobby Seale. You know, I grew up in Oakland. Bobby Seale also grew up and was a large figure in Oakland. I grew up going to Defirmary Park, which was one of the sites of a lot of the Black Panther programs there. Bobby Seale was a very charismatic character in Oakland, in my community, but I did not know the specific history of his participation in this trial. So, you know, I remember opening up that script and going and reading through it. First, I said, I have to do it because of the language, you know. And once I read that first scene with Bobby Seale, I said, oh, yeah, this is something that I really want to tear into. But then after learning about the history and his treatment in the trial, he became a figure who I really knew that I had an opportunity to stand up for and to be an advocate for his story. You know, he was such an honorable person who carried himself with such dignity and class, and he was defending his manhood and his right as an American citizen, as a Black citizen, and you know, that was something that I wanted to tell that story.
And the extraordinary thing about Bobby Seale is that this movie is written by Aaron Sorkin, who has his own way of giving life to characters and giving them the words you want them to have in that moment. But Bobby Seale is the character in the movie that he is most closely using the actual words that Bobby Seale said.
Right, exactly. Yeah. So the transcripts from the trial, or the words that I speak in the film, come directly from the trial. You know, Aaron was able to pull directly from the transcripts of the trial, which I thought was so fitting that it fits directly into Bobby Seale's or into Aaron's words, because Bobby is a wordsmith. He loves to speak. You know, when I studied him, I saw that he was extremely charismatic, loves to hear his voice, you know, extremely passionate, and speaks fast at a clip rate sometimes. So it felt like a really good partnership, and so excited that I was the one chosen to be in those shoes.
Well, it's an extraordinary performance. Thanks so much for being here.
Thank you very much.
The Trial of the Chicago 7 is streaming on Netflix now. Yahya Abdul-Mateen II, everybody. We'll be right back.